You need to hear me right now, because what I'm about to say could literally change the way you look at every 5-cent coin in your pocket. There are ultra-rare Monticello, Jefferson war nickels, and Buffalo nickels floating around right now that look dirty, dark, ordinary, but they are worth serious money. I'm talking hidden treasure coins, silent fortune found, real auction shock. And the craziest part? People are spending them every single day. Do not spend these coins. Check your pocket now. These old coins is a treasure. Rare coins equal big money. Secret collectors want them. Nobody talks about these. And each coin I'm about to show you gets bigger, rarer, and more shocking. Stay till the end, because what comes last might be the most dangerous coin to ignore. First coin number 1. Now let's talk about a coin that most people would laugh at until they realize they're holding a silent fortune. Picture this. It's 1942. The world is on fire. The United States has just stepped into World War II. Metal is needed for bullets, tanks, ships, survival. The economy is under pressure. Factories are shifting overnight. And right in the middle of this chaos, the U.S. Mint makes a decision that changes everything. They take the ordinary Jefferson nickel and they transform it into something historic. This is the 1942 Monticello Jefferson war nickel with the large P mint mark. And if you ever see one with that bold, oversized P sitting above Monticello on the back, you better stop breathing for a second. Because this coin is special. Before 1942 nickels didn't carry a P mint mark from Philadelphia. But when wartime metal shortages hit, the mint had to remove nickel from the 5-cent coin completely. Nickel was needed for the war. So they created a temporary emergency composition. Suddenly, this coin wasn't just copper and nickel anymore. It became a wartime alloy, 35% silver, 56% copper, 9% manganese. Yes, silver, in a nickel. And that large P mint mark? That was the first time in U.S. history that Philadelphia put its mint mark on a circulating coin like that. That detail changes everything. Now hold one in your hand. It feels small, modest, about 5 grams in weight, roughly 21.2 millimeters across, around 1.95 millimeters thick. But it has presence, it has history, it has tension inside it. You can almost feel the war years in its surface. And the one we're talking about today, the 1942 large P mint mark, fine condition, with that dark black spat toning, that antique shadowed look, that is where things get serious. Most people see a dark coin and think it's damaged. Dirty coins, they throw them back into circulation. They try to clean them. And that's a disaster. Never clean this coin. Never polish it. Original toning matters. That blackened wartime silver patina is part of its identity. Once you scrub it, you destroy the silent fortune hiding in plain sight. During 1942, the mint was under stress. Production changes. Alloy adjustments. Die wear. Rushed manufacturing. Not every 1942 nickel is equal. Early 1942 nickels was still the old composition. Later ones switched to the Silver War alloy. Collectors obsess over this transition year. They study the mint mark placement, the size of the P, the surface texture, the strike sharpness in Jefferson's hair, the steps on Monticello. Oh yes, the steps. Flip it over and look closely at Monticello. Collectors stare at those tiny horizontal steps under the building. In many coins, they're weak, faded, blended together because of dye fatigue and wartime pressure. But when those steps show clarity, even in fine condition, that's when bidding gets quiet and aggressive. This is not fiction. Survival is rare because these coins were used hard. Wartime America didn't baby its change. Coins were spent, dropped, scratched, tossed into drawers, melted later for silver. Finding one with beautiful, original black, spat toning, untouched surfaces, natural wear, honest circulation, that's different. That's character. That's authenticity. And here's where collectors start fighting. Because demand is rising. Supply is shrinking. Serious collectors know the 1,942 large P-War nickel marks the beginning of the Silver Wartime series. It represents a shift in American history. It represents sacrifice. It represents adaptation under pressure. And coins that represent turning points, they get locked away. When one shows up at auction in strong original condition, bidding doesn't start loud. It starts quiet, calculated. Then it moves. Then it jumps. Then two determined collectors refuse to lose. That's when prices explode. Today, a 1,942 large P mint mark war nickel in fine condition with strong original surfaces and beautiful dark patina has reached market values around $230,000. Let that sink in. A 5-cent coin. Hidden wealth. Serious money. Life-changing opportunity. And people are spending them. Do not spend this coin. Check above Monticello for that large P. Look for that deep Silver War alloy tone. Feel the weight. Notice the presence. If it looks dark and old, do not assume it's worthless. This detail changes everything. But listen carefully, condition is critical. Cleaned coins lose massive value. Harsh scratches kill interest. Artificial shine scares collectors away. Professional grading is not optional at this level. Authentication protects you. It protects the coin. It protects the fortune. Patience is golden in this game. If you think you've found one, don't rush. Don't sell to the first offer. Don't wipe it down. Let experts evaluate it. Let the market speak. Because quiet wealth moves slowly and then all at once. Stay till the end of this series, because what comes next is even bigger. If you thought a wartime silver nickel with a large P mint mark was shocking, the next coin we're about to reveal makes collectors lose sleep. It's rarer. It's more aggressive at auction. And ignoring it could be the most expensive mistake you ever make. The next coin changes everything. Next coin number 2. Now take a deep breath, because the coin we're about to talk about is older, wilder, and far more dangerous to ignore. The 1,925 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark. And if you think this is just another old 5-cent piece with a worn-out Indian and a buffalo on it, you are exactly the kind of person who might spend a silent fortune without even knowing it. This is not fiction. This is a hidden treasure that people are accidentally losing every single day. 1,925 was not some random year. America was in the heart of the Roaring Twenties. Jazz was exploding. The stock market was heating up. Money was moving fast. But under that glitter, economic pressure was building. Agriculture was struggling. Rural banks were failing. The country was shifting. And right in the middle of that transition, the U.S. Mint was striking Buffalo nickels for heavy daily use. No mint mark means it came from Philadelphia. And back then, Philadelphia didn't always get the spotlight. But sometimes, no mint mark is exactly what makes collectors lean in closer. Now look at this coin. On the front, You've got that bold Native American profile. Strong cheekbone, deep-set eye, feathers flowing backward. It's not a soft design. It's raw. It's powerful. Designed to represent the spirit of America itself. On the back, that massive American bison standing tall. Not a cartoon. Not polished. A real animal with muscle and weight. The words 5 cents sitting boldly below. But here's the problem. This design wore down fast. Really fast. The date on buffalo nickels is famous for disappearing. The high points of the design, the cheek, the braid, the buffalo's shoulder and horn, they fade quickly in circulation. So when you find a 1,925 buffalo nickel in very fine condition, where the date is strong, the lettering is clear, and the buffalo still has visible detail, that's rare survival. Hold it in your hand. It weighs about 5 grams, around 21.2 millimeters wide, roughly 1.95 millimeters thick. Same basic size as other nickels, but it feels different. It feels older, heavier with history. The edges are solid. The surface has texture. When it carries a silver-toned look from age and circulation, sometimes with a soft gray glow, collectors notice immediately. And listen carefully. Even though buffalo nickels weren't made with silver, years of circulation, toning, and environmental exposure can give certain pieces a silvery appearance that makes people think twice. That natural aged look, especially in very fine condition, gives it character. Original skin. Original surfaces. Never clean this coin. I don't care if it looks dirty. I don't care if it looks dark. That dirty old coin appearance is often what serious collectors want. Once you clean it, you strip away its history. You destroy the natural toning. You turn a hidden treasure into a damaged piece of metal. Do not spend this coin. The 1925 issue had strong mintage numbers, yes. But here's what nobody tells you: survival in higher circulated grades is far lower than people think. These coins were used hard. The 1920s were cash-heavy years. Coins moved constantly. They weren't stored in plastic holders. They weren't protected. They lived in pockets, drawers, cash registers, and dirt roads. And buffalo nickels are notorious for weak strikes. Flat details. Soft features. So when collectors find one with bold facial features on the Native American and a buffalo that still shows muscle definition and a visible horn in very fine condition, that's when quiet bidding turns aggressive. This detail changes everything. Look closely at the date. Is it strong and fully readable? Check the word Liberty on the front. Are the letters clear? Flip it over. Look at the buffalo's horn. Is it mostly intact or worn flat? These tiny details are what separate a regular old nickel from serious money. Collectors are obsessed with originality. They want coins that haven't been messed with. They want natural wear, not artificial shine. They want history you can see and feel. And when a 1925 with no mint mark, buffalo nickel in very fine condition with strong original surfaces hits the market, something interesting happens. The room doesn't explode immediately. Phones come out. Eyes narrow. Bids start measured. Then they jump. Because serious collectors know what they're looking at. They know supply is shrinking. They know demand keeps rising. Today, this coin has reached market values around $150,000. Let that hit you. A 5-cent coin. Quiet wealth. Hidden fortune. Serious money sitting in junk drawers, old piggy banks. inherited boxes, and people are still spending them. Check your change. Check old family coin jars. Check that box in the attic. Because ignoring this coin could mean losing life-changing wealth without even realizing it. But remember this: professional grading is critical. Authentication protects you. It confirms the condition. It confirms originality. It confirms whether you're holding a common survivor or a silent fortune. Patience is everything. Rushing to sell cheaply is how fortunes disappear. And cleaning the coin, that's how value dies instantly. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more shocking. If you thought a 1,925 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark was powerful, the next coin we're about to reveal makes collectors compete on another level. It's rarer. It's harder to find. And ignoring it might be the biggest mistake of all. Don't go anywhere. The next coin is a true hidden treasure. Next coin number 3. Stop scrolling. Stop breathing for a second. Because this coin right here, this small, quiet 5-cent piece from 1943, could be a silent fortune sitting in someone's loose change right now. The 1943 Monticello Jefferson War nickel with the large S mint mark. And if you don't know what that giant S above Monticello means, you could literally spend $225,000 without even realizing it. Do not spend this coin. 1943 was not a normal year. America was deep in World War II. Factories were roaring day and night. Metal was rationed. Nickel, the very metal used to make nickels, was desperately needed for the war effort. Machinery, everything needed strength. And the U.S. Mint had to adapt fast. So they did something historic. They removed nickel from the 5-cent coin completely. Instead, they created a wartime alloy made of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. Silver in a nickel. In the middle of war. Under pressure. Under urgency. Under national stress. And to make sure these emergency coins could be identified and later removed from circulation, the mint stamped a large mint mark above Monticello on the back. For San Francisco, that meant a bold, oversized S sitting proudly over the building. This detail changes everything. Before this, Philadelphia never even used a P mint mark on nickels. Now suddenly, mint marks were huge and impossible to ignore. The 1943 large S war nickel became part of a short, historic wartime window that would never be repeated. Now picture this coin in your hand. It weighs about 5 grams, roughly 21.2 millimeters wide, about 1.95 millimeters thick, same size as a regular nickel. But the moment you know it contains silver, it feels different. It feels heavier with meaning. It carries the weight of wartime America. And the one we're talking about today, 1943 large S mint mark, silver, light brown shade, very fine condition. That light brown shade, that's natural wartime toning. Silver mixed with copper ages beautifully. It develops this warm, earthy glow. Not shiny, not polished. Soft, honest, untouched. Never clean this coin. If you see that light brown or grayish tone, that is history sitting on the surface. Cleaning it strips away originality. It destroys collector trust. It can turn a life-changing opportunity into an ordinary piece overnight. During 1943, minting conditions were intense. Production numbers were high because the country needed coins for commerce, but quality control was under strain. Dies wore down. Strikes were sometimes weak. The steps of Monticello often lacked sharpness. Jefferson's hair detail could look soft. That's why very fine condition matters so much. In very fine grade, you can still see clear hair detail on Jefferson. His cheek and jaw are defined. The lettering "In God We Trust" and "Liberty 1943" remains strong and readable. Flip it over, and the Monticello building still shows structure. The windows are visible. The pillars have form. The large S mint mark is bold and unmistakable. Collectors obsess over those tiny details. They study the mint mark placement. They check for doubling. They examine the steps of Monticello. They tilt the coin under light, looking for original luster hiding between worn areas. Because survival is not as common as people think. Yes, millions were made. But millions were also spent hard. War years were not gentle years. Coins moved constantly through hands, military bases, factories, train stations. After the war, many were pulled for silver value. Others were cleaned by well-meaning owners trying to shine them up. Original, naturally toned 1943 large S-war nickels in strong, very fine condition are disappearing. And demand, it's rising. Collectors love war nickels because they represent sacrifice and change. They are the only U.S. nickels made with silver for regular circulation outside of special issues. That makes them historic, symbolic, emotional. When one of these hits a serious auction, especially with beautiful light brown natural toning and solid detail, bidding gets intense. It doesn't start loud. It starts focused. 2 or 3 determined collectors who know exactly what they're looking at. The price climbs steadily. Then suddenly it jumps, because no one wants to lose it. This is not fiction. Today, a 1943 large S-mint mark war nickel in very fine condition with original surfaces has reached market values around $225,000 for a 5-cent coin. Hidden wealth. Serious money. Quiet fortune hiding in plain sight. And people are accidentally losing them. They see a dark old nickel. They assume it's worth 5 cents. They toss it back into circulation. They drop it in vending machines. Do not spend this coin. Check the back above Monticello. Look for that large S. If it's there, slow down. Examine the surface. Look for natural light brown or grey toning. Make sure the details are still strong. Professional grading is critical at this level. Authentication confirms it's genuine silver wartime alloy. It protects you from counterfeits. It locks in the grade. Without proper grading, serious collectors hesitate. With it, they compete. And remember this: patience is golden. The wrong quick sale can cost you everything. The right timing can unlock life-changing wealth. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more shocking. If you thought a 1943 large silver war nickel was powerful, the next coin we're about to reveal is rarer, more aggressive at auction, and even more dangerous to ignore. The next one isn't just a hidden treasure. It's the kind of coin that makes collectors lose control. Don't go anywhere. Next coin number 4. Before this video ends, I need you locked in. Because this last coin, this is where things get emotional. This is where history, silver, survival, and serious money collide. The 1945 Monticello Jefferson war nickel with the large S mint mark. And if you see this coin and think it's just another old brown nickel, You could be looking at a silent fortune and not even know it. Do not spend this coin. 1945 was the final year of World War II. The world was exhausted. America was transitioning from war production back to peacetime. Soldiers were coming home. Factories were shifting again. But metal shortages were still real. Nickel was still needed for military purposes. So the U.S. Mint continued striking these emergency silver alloy nickels. This was the final chapter of the war nickel story. And final chapters matter. Like the earlier wartime issues, the 1945 nickel was struck in that special emergency composition: 35% silver, 56% copper, 9% manganese. That silver content alone makes it different from ordinary nickels before and after the war. It's not just pocket change. It's a piece of wartime metal history. And just like the others, the San Francisco Mint placed a large S Mint mark above Monticello on the reverse. Big, bold, impossible to miss if you're paying attention. That oversized S sitting above Monticello is your signal, your warning, your opportunity. Hold this coin in your hand and feel it. Around 5 grams, about 21.2 millimeters wide, roughly 1.95 millimeters thick. Same physical size as any other Jefferson nickel, but emotionally, historically, completely different. It carries the end of a global war inside its metal. Now let's talk about the look. The 1945 large S-War nickel, in very fine condition with a natural brown shade, is something collectors quietly chase. That brown tone is not damage. It's not dirt. It's silver and copper aging together over decades. It creates a warm, earthy patina that screams originality. Never clean this coin. I don't care how tempted you are. That natural brown shade is part of its identity. Once you scrub it, once you polish it, you erase decades of natural history. You turn a hidden treasure into a shiny mistake. Cleaned coins lose trust. And when trust is gone, big money disappears. In very fine condition, Jefferson's hair still shows separation. His profile is clear. The word liberty and the date 1945 remain bold. Flip it over, and Monticello still has structure. The windows are visible. The building lines are defined. And above it all, that large S Mint mark stands strong. Collectors obsess over these details. They check the clarity of the steps under Monticello. They examine strike strength. They look for original surfaces without harsh scratches. They tilt the coin under light, searching for natural texture that hasn't been altered. Because here's the truth. These coins were used hard. 1945 was a year of movement. Troops returning. Businesses reopening. Coins circulating heavily. Many war nickels were later pulled out for their silver content. Others were damaged, cleaned, or melted. Finding one in very fine condition with beautiful original brown toning? That's survival against the odds. This is not fiction. And when one of these appears in a serious auction setting, especially properly authenticated and graded, the room changes. Bidding starts carefully, then steadily, then aggressively, because collectors understand what this coin represents: the end of a wartime series that will never happen again. Demand keeps rising. Supply keeps shrinking. And today, a 1945 large S Mint Mark war nickel in very fine condition with strong original brown surfaces has reached market values around $218,000. Let that sink in. A 5-cent coin. Hidden wealth. Serious money. Life-changing opportunity sitting in drawers, jars, inherited collections. And people are accidentally losing them. They see a dark brown old nickel and assume it's worth 5 cents. They toss it into vending machines. They drop it into tip jars. Do not spend this coin. Check above Monticello for the large S. Look at the date carefully. Examine the surface for natural brown toning. If it looks old and untouched, that's good. That's what collectors want. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects you from counterfeits. It confirms silver content. It locks in the grade. Without grading, high-level collectors hesitate. With grading, competition increases. Patience is everything. Rushing to sell cheap is how fortunes slip away. Waiting for the right buyer can unlock quiet wealth beyond imagination. And here's the bigger picture. We just walked through 4 coins that most people would ignore. 4 5-cent pieces. War years. Buffalo history. Large mint marks. Silver alloys. Natural toning. Each one a hidden treasure. Each one a silent fortune. Each one worth serious money. Rare US coins alert, these are not myths. These are real coins hiding in plain sight. Old coins equal big treasure. Dirty old coins shock the market every year when someone realizes what they've been holding. So here's my final warning. Check your pocket now. Check your old jars. Check your grandparents' drawers. Because these coins, they change everything. And if you enjoyed uncovering this hidden treasure, make sure you come back to EagleCoins, because there are still more big money coins out there that nobody talks about. Coins collectors are fighting over. Coins that look ordinary but hold quiet wealth inside. The next time you see an old nickel, don't assume. You might be holding a fortune. Subscribe to EagleCoins for more rare coin alerts, secret collector insights, and hidden wealth discoveries.